Number 10. Your brain washes itself while you sleep. While you sleep, your brain does something so strange that scientists didn't discover it until 2013. It cleans itself, physically, with fluid. Your brain is surrounded by a fluid called cerebrospinal fluid. During the day, this fluid sits relatively still around the outside of your brain. But the moment you fall asleep, the fluid begins pulsing through channels inside the brain itself, flushing out waste products that built up during the day. This system is called the glymphatic system, and it is extraordinarily efficient. The brain's waste clearance during sleep is up to 10 times more active than during waking hours. The waste it clears includes proteins called beta amyloid and tau, the same proteins that build up in the brains of people with Alzheimer's disease. In other words, every night you sleep, your brain is actively protecting itself from one of the most feared diseases in the world. And every night you don't sleep enough, that protection is incomplete. Your brain physically cannot clean itself properly while you are awake. Sleep is not rest. Sleep is maintenance. Number 9. Your brain decides what you remember and what you forget. Every night while you sleep, your brain goes through everything that happened to you that day and makes decisions. What gets kept? What gets strengthened? What gets quietly deleted? You have no say in any of it. This process is called memory consolidation, and it is one of the primary reasons sleep exists. During sleep, your hippocampus, the brain's short-term memory center, replays the day's events and transfers important information into long-term storage. Studies show that students who sleep after learning retain up to 40% more information than those who stay awake. The studying itself is almost secondary. The sleep is where the learning actually happens. But here's the part nobody tells you. Your brain doesn't just strengthen memories during sleep. It also actively edits them. It removes irrelevant details. It links new memories to old ones. It sometimes merges separate events into one combined memory. The memory you wake up with is not always the same memory you went to sleep with. Number 8. Your brain can hear everything while you sleep and is choosing to ignore it. You are not as unconscious as you think when you sleep. Your ears never switch off. Sound enters your ear canal, travels to your cochlea, converts to electrical signals, and reaches your brain, all while you are asleep. The entire pathway stays active. What your brain does is make a decision about whether to act on what it hears. It filters the sounds, classifies them, and in most cases, decides they are not worth waking you for. Your own name is one of the sounds most likely to wake you from sleep, even from deep sleep stages. Your brain never stops listening for it. A mother sleeping through thunderstorms will wake instantly to the sound of her baby crying. A soldier sleeping in a war zone wakes at the snap of a twig. Your brain calibrates what it listens for based on what matters to you. Your brain is not unconscious. It is on guard duty. Every single night. Number 7. Your brain generates hallucinations as you fall asleep. In the few minutes between being awake and being fully asleep, your brain generates hallucinations. Not dream-level hallucinations. Real ones. Sounds that aren't there. Voices saying your name. Faces appearing in the dark. A sudden flash of a scene so vivid you jolt awake convinced it was real. These are called hypnagogic hallucinations, and they are a completely normal part of the transition between wakefulness and sleep. Up to 70% of people experience them regularly. Your brain, in those final moments of consciousness, starts losing its grip on the boundary between internal imagination and external reality. Some of history's most famous creative breakthroughs happened in this state. Edison, Tesla, and Dali all reportedly used techniques to catch ideas from this exact window between sleeping and waking. Your brain's descent into sleep creates a window of strange, uninvited, unfiltered creativity. Every single night, whether you catch it or not. Number 6. Your brain solves problems while you sleep and withholds the answer until morning. You've had the experience. You go to bed stuck on something. You wake up and the answer is just there. That is not a coincidence. Your brain was working on the problem while you slept. Deliberately. During sleep, particularly during REM sleep, your brain makes connections between pieces of information that it struggled to link while you were awake. The conscious mind, when awake, tends to approach problems in logical, sequential ways. The sleeping brain is free from those constraints. It makes leaps. It finds paths the waking mind would never try. Some of the greatest scientific discoveries in history were reportedly made this way. The structure of benzene, the periodic table, the sewing machine needle design, all came to their inventors during sleep. Scientists call this sleep-dependent problem solving, and it works best when you don't try to force it, when you deliberately hand the problem to your sleeping brain and step back. Your sleeping brain is not idle. It is a problem-solving machine running on a completely different operating system to the one you use during the day, and it is often better at the job. Number 5. Your brain creates an entire fake reality and makes you fully believe it. Every night your brain builds a world, not a vague blur of feelings. A fully rendered environment with people, sounds, physical sensations, emotions, and a narrative that feels completely real while you are inside it. And crucially, while you are in it, you do not question it. Your brain disables the part of itself that checks whether things make sense. You can fly. You can talk to dead relatives. You can be in two places at once. You can be a completely different person. And it all feels normal, because the part of your brain responsible for finding that strange has gone offline. The emotions you feel in dreams are real. Not symbolic. Not representative. Real. Your heart actually beats faster when you dream of being chased. Your stress hormones actually rise during a nightmare. You can wake from a dream shaking, heart pounding, completely convinced something just happened to you. Your body reacted as if it did. Because as far as your nervous system was concerned, it did. Number 4. Your brain partially wakes you dozens of times a night without you knowing. You think you slept through the night. You almost certainly didn't. The average person experiences between 20 and 30 micro-awakenings every single night. Moments where your brain partially surfaces, enough to briefly register the environment, then immediately sinks back under. You won't remember any of them. Unless you happen to stay up long enough, which usually only takes a few seconds, your brain simply doesn't log them as awakenings. These micro-awakenings are a normal part of the sleep cycle. They happen at the end of each sleep cycle as the brain briefly surfaces before beginning the next one. But stress, noise, temperature, and anxiety can cause far more than the normal amount, fragmenting your sleep into dozens of brief episodes that leave you exhausted even after 8 hours in bed. Which means the quantity of your sleep and the quality of your sleep are two completely different things. And your brain knows the difference, even when you don't. Number 3. Your brain triggers physical fear responses to things that don't exist. During a nightmare, your amygdala, the brain's fear center, activates as if the threat is real. It doesn't matter that the threat is a dream. Your amygdala doesn't know that. It processes the imagery your brain is generating and responds as if it is happening right now. Your heart rate spikes. Your breathing quickens. Your muscles tense. Adrenaline floods your system. Your body prepares to fight or flee from something that exists only inside your own head. People have woken from nightmares with heart rates over 150 beats per minute, the equivalent of sprinting, while lying completely still in bed. In extreme cases, nightmares can trigger cardiac events. There is a documented phenomenon in Southeast Asian cultures called sudden, unexplained nocturnal death syndrome, where otherwise healthy young men die in their sleep during what researchers believe are severe nightmare events. Your brain, generating a bad enough dream, can push your cardiovascular system hard enough to cause serious harm. A thought, nothing more than electrical activity, creating a physical crisis. Number 2. Your brain sometimes gets stuck between sleep and waking. There is a state your brain can enter that is neither fully asleep nor fully awake. And it is one of the most disorienting experiences the human mind can produce. This happens most visibly in a condition called sleep inertia. When you wake up, particularly from deep sleep, your brain doesn't come back online all at once. Different regions emerge at different speeds. The prefrontal cortex, the part responsible for decision-making, judgment, and rational thought, is one of the last regions to fully wake up. This is why decisions made immediately after waking are often poor ones. Your emotional brain is online. Your rational brain is still booting up. Sleep inertia can last anywhere from a few minutes to over an hour in some people. During that entire window, your brain is operating at reduced capacity, and you usually have no idea. There is also something called confusional arousal, a deeper version of sleep inertia where a person wakes up, has their eyes open, may even speak or move, but is not conscious in any meaningful sense. Number 1. Your brain keeps part of itself awake in case you need to survive. Some animals sleep with one half of their brain at a time. Dolphins, for example, can keep one hemisphere conscious while the other sleeps, allowing them to keep swimming, keep breathing, and keep watching for predators. For a long time, scientists assumed humans couldn't do this. We assumed our sleep was whole brain, both hemispheres going offline together. They were wrong. Research has found that when humans sleep in unfamiliar environments, a new place, a hotel room, someone else's home, one hemisphere sleeps significantly less deeply than the other. Specifically, the left hemisphere stays more alert, ready to respond to unexpected stimuli. Your brain assigns it as the night watch. The first night in a new place, part of your brain stays on guard so the rest of you can sleep. This is called the first night effect, and it is not a sleep disorder. It is your brain running an ancient survival program, one that evolved when sleeping in a new location genuinely could get you killed. Every time you sleep badly in a new place and blame the mattress or the pillow, it wasn't the mattress. It was your brain running 50,000-year-old security software that never got an update. Your brain, even while it sleeps, is never entirely off duty. It is always, on some level, watching.